Hello and welcome to Academica's Aqua Circular Conference. My name is Clina Kirila. I will be your host for this webinar. Our speaker is Mrs. Raluca Cibu from Agency for Regional Development West, Romania. Mrs. Cibu's presentation will be about sustainability, innovation, and internationalization support services for the companies. Mrs. Cibu, you have the word. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. You have a little microphone that you have to tap. Mrs. Cibu, we cannot hear you. Please press the microphone icon down the screen. We cannot hear you.
Me?
Now we hear you.
Now you
okay.
hear me, because
Yeah.
I have the switch here with my my microphone inside the laptop. So now you can hear me very well, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, and thank you for the invitation. I'm very pleased to participate to your very high level and complex event. I know that you brought a lot of expertise and knowledge into the event. I'm representing an organization that is hosting for many years now, since 2015. It's hosting Enterprise Europe Network hub for West and Southwest regions of Romania. I work within West Regional Development Agency, and we have, in the past years, we have set up this one-stop shop for internationalization and innovation, dedicated to the companies that mostly SMEs, but basically all types of companies, startups as well, even large companies and universities and innovators in general, that are interested in these two main avenues. First of all, to go international, so to search for potential clients, customers, even suppliers, that companies that wish to enter new markets, and also companies that are eager to base their growth on innovation. And we know very well that going international as a small company is not easy, and innovating as a small and even medium and large company is not easy either. So that is why we are developing this support for our ecosystem. Basically, this support provided by Enterprise Europe Network is funded by the European Commission. More than half of the funding of our hub and our network is provided by the European Commission, because the European Commission understood that small and medium-sized companies in Europe, they need to be pushed further with support. I mean, they cannot make it on their own. Maybe large companies or networks or clusters, they have more power and more strength to get organized, but a single company, they need a lot of support in order to scale, to go international, to innovate. So Until now, we have reached, as you can see, over 800 companies with our support services. And you can see here two examples. These are in the agro-food sector. Um, One company that is providing, for example, smart agriculture services, while the other company that you see here in the image is providing high quality testing laboratories and facilities for quality testing of the bee products, so honey and other products. We are providing support to our companies to reach international clients. So you can see here in the advisory services the internationalization service. This means that we meet the company either online now, because now we can also meet companies online, or visit companies, and we create a profile for the overall Enterprise Europe network platform, and we promote our company through this platform at international level. We are searching for potential other companies in other countries where where our companies can find partners. So basically, imagine that if an SME, if a company wishes to find an international partner for any type of agreement, like commercial agreement, distribution agreement, joint venture, it's just necessary to come to us, and we intermediate without any fees, without any tax charges. We intermediate this search of international partners. We are also supporting companies in terms of getting European funding. And if you know very well that European funding is available on one hand in Romania. So through the structural funds, we have EU funds that we manage in Romania for companies as well. But we are also supporting companies in accessing European funding at the level of projects like and programs like Horizon 2020 or the future Horizon Europe, and also SME instrument funding or European Innovation Council. So we are able to advise companies also in terms of the programs that can be from where they can get funding directly from the European Commission in Brussels. Um, as well, you can see here in terms of advisory services, the market intelligence, market entry information. So through the partners of Enterprise Europe Network throughout Europe, and most importantly, Enterprise Europe Network is present also outside Europe. So we contact, for example, offices in China, offices in South America, and we can work with those offices in order to provide to our companies market information from those countries, about those countries. And the improved management capacities, this is the support service that relies on working with our companies in order to directly help them to be more efficient when they innovate. Because innovation management and the activity of basically innovating is something that needs to be done in a structured way, needs to be monitored. There need to be KPIs. You need to understand how are you successful when you innovate, and how you can be more successful when you innovate. So it's not something that happens random, and we are using a structured approach, an assessment for innovation in the companies, and we help the companies to implement then action plans to improve their innovation management. All the time we have been organizing, or we have supporting our companies to participate in international B2Bs. These are matchmaking events where companies meet with other companies. This happened also in our region, and we organize them or it happened in other countries, and we sent and supported our companies to go there. Company missions, and here are some examples of company missions. For example, we had a Belgian incoming company mission last year, or we had an outgoing, so we went to Germany with a number of ICT and automotive companies from our region. This is also an interesting part of our work, and these company missions, they also continue online and using virtual tools. They don't stop. This is also very interesting because these are more customized missions that we organize for our companies or for companies from other countries wishing to meet our companies. To make a little bit of a bridge with the digital world that we are setting up mostly this year, and we are somehow all the beneficiaries, but also the victims of this digitalization. We have a dedicated tool, and this will be increasingly interesting for companies. The tool is called Digital Innovation Quotient. And basically, it's a tool by which we can measure inside companies, which is actually the level of digitalization, how the company is building its business model based on digital tools, how the processes inside the companies are or are not digitalized, how open to digitalization is the culture of the organization. And this can be done even with companies that don't necessarily have a focus on digitalization, but want to use digitalization as a factor for growth and for development. Something that is also interesting for our companies and in general for any company in the world is this scale-up support. The companies that are growing faster than the average, that have ambition and potential to grow faster than the average, they are called scale-ups. And these are companies that basically have been studied all over the world, and we have worked very closely with the United Kingdom Enterprise Europe Network Office for these support services. So basically, the scale-up companies, they need some dedicated support, and it relies a lot in several elements. You see here, a scale-up needs to build fast a strong management team. It needs to have from the get-go, from the beginning, a sound strategy and vision. Needs to understand very precisely the market demand. It has to have access to finance, so basically the possibility to get access to finance, very flexible finance. So, for example, business angels, venture capital, not necessarily to a grant, so not necessarily funding, but finance, a financial partner that actually enters the company and supports it to grow. And last but not least, here in small letters, you see skilled workforce, so access to human resources. And we had every year, in the past 2 years, we have supported a limited number of scale-ups, because these are, as I told you, more exquisite cases. But we supported them, and we supported them especially in this journey of scaling. So it was based on a need assessment. We shared with them, and we built up an action plan. This was implemented, and then we assessed the situation. So basically, imagine that these scale-up companies, they had additional support from our Enterprise Europe network services. Since we have started EEN Enterprise Europe Network hosted by our organization, West Regional Development Agency, and with our partners, we had um, almost 1,000 participants in our local business events. You can see here over 260 participants, clients engaged in partnering activities. These are clients, companies from our region that basically were engaged in international cooperation of any type with international companies. 36 SMEs supported with innovation management performance, and the ones that I mentioned to you, the scale ups, were 4 of them. The Enterprise Europe network is, as I mentioned to you, it's a very broad and it's a very large business support network that is funded by the European Commission. We have, for example, sector groups on different sectors. These are the ICT, agro, food, and automotive. These are the sector groups where we participate on behalf of our region, because these are the sectors that are developing faster in our region. Then, very importantly to mention, the network has its presence, and it's I never stress enough this, has its presence outside Europe as well. So all over Europe the network is present, but also outside Europe on the other continents. So this makes bridges between our companies and companies from other continents, because under the same umbrella of Enterprise Europe Network, we speak the same language, we use the same terminology, and we can support companies no matter where they are to connect to each other. We have been engaged a lot in bringing and exposing our companies to international events, and this is a commitment that we take. And something that I wished to bring on the table as well for Academica's event is the fact that our network, Enterprise Europe Network, starting with next year, will include new support services. And this is connected to the fact that according to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and the EU Green Deal, we are focusing now a lot of resources on sustainability. So this means that starting with next year, we will have these dedicated services, sustainability assessments, and strategic planning for companies. So basically, we will be able to work with companies of all sectors and of all sizes and all types in order to support them directly to become more sustainable and to embed sustainability as a focus of their development. Secondly, to the challenge of digitalization, our Enterprise Europe Network hub and all of Enterprise Europe Network hubs will also develop a very close link with the newly established, because they will be established next year, with a newly established European Digital Innovation Hubs. This is a new network, basically starting from next year, and this year the competition for this network is taking place. Starting with next year, there will be all over Europe established digital innovation hubs that will basically support companies in their transition, in their digital transformation. And in this sense, it's very important that Enterprise Europe Network, on one hand, which is coming with the internationalization and innovation services, will work closely with these digital innovation hubs that will bring the digital transformation support. So there will be a lot of synergy and additional support for companies, even more. I show you here the fact that last year we already started the creation of this digital innovation hub for our region, for West Region Romania. And we arrived from last year. We arrived to this year in September when we applied for the EU funding to establish the Digital Innovation Hub. As you can see here, what we are targeting with this Digital Innovation Hub is first of all digital transformation services, as well as access to finance and international business networking for our companies. Connections to knowledge, infrastructure, and resources at the international level. And this is very important because imagine that a Romanian company wishes to access a testing infrastructure or a laboratory or an, I don't know, artificial intelligence hub somewhere in Europe. And we will be able to connect our company with that infrastructure and provide to our company access to that infrastructure for what they want to develop. As well, we will work for supporting collaborative research and development projects in our region, because there are many different types of organizations that cannot develop new innovations or new research and development projects all alone. They need partners, and they need partners both in Romania and internationally. And also this training on digital knowledge, which is something crucial to the matter. So basically, the Digital Innovation Hub will provide a lot of support additional to what Enterprise Europe Network is providing right now. And you can see here as well other examples, like test before invest. You know, it's startups that need to test, need to develop prototypes. Then innovation ecosystem, we are also looking at this, because besides the companies, in order for the startups and the companies to grow, we need accelerators, we need incubators, we need many type of business support and innovation support organizations. Then access to finance, this is also very relevant, this investor readiness services, because in order to be prepared to access any type of investors, a company needs to be prepared in advance, needs to know what an investor is looking for. So basically, coming back to what I was mentioning before, the important thing that I'm always stressing is that Enterprise Europe Network is able to put many resources for the companies, in order for the companies to make smoother, faster, and more global development. So we have these resources put aside by the European Commission and our host organizations in order to make life easier for companies. So this is why we always are open to receive new requests, new inquiries, and we have a special, also a special campaign now in the COVID times. It's called EN Can Help, and we had many inquiries coming from companies that wish to change their business model, to change suppliers, or to find new customers. So there are many possibilities, and no matter how a company wishes to develop in the near future, we can support that. As at the end of my presentation, I would like also to share with you a short movie Last year we organized already the seventh edition, so 7 years in the row. We organized the seventh edition of InnoMatch. This is a very strong brand event already. It's organized by us in Timișoara, by West Regional Development Agency and Tech Impulse Innovation Center under the umbrella of Enterprise Europe Network. And every year in this match, we organized, for example, in the first years, we had the regional innovation competition. Then 3 years ago, we had the regional scale-up competition. And every year, we are bringing speakers from all over the world that can share with companies a lot of wisdom for growth. So let me share this video with you. It's very short. You will enjoy it. It's just an appetizer for the next match that we will hopefully organize next year.
Thank you, but we have a question.
Okay.
You see, could you provide the links to your virtual space? Sorry if they are already mentioned. Mrs. Anka Dragic is asking you.
Yes, I will. I will just write here the website, the main website of our Enterprise Europe Network Consortium. Yes. Mm-hmm. You mean
Okay,
the website, right? The website is required. I imagine here, no?
Yes, I believe so. Sorry, you can now start the video.
Yes, and then I will write in the chat. I will write the. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I will share the screen again. Okay.
What the network brings in one word is expertise, in particular when it comes to internationalization and innovation support in the broad sense. The network effect itself is beneficial and I think can be learned also from other actors in the region or even at national level.
But I genuinely believe that the real success is that it is in our city, in the country. It is not top-down management. It comes from below. It is driven from the people.
Ca o firmă să apară, e un efort foarte mare. Ca o firmă să crească, și mai mare. Ca o firmă să intre pe piețe internaționale, intervine cu totul altceva.
I've always been a big fan of a unicorn, so there's definitely been some absolutely inspiring companies that we spoke today. So yeah, it's good. It's inspiring for us because that's why we do our job and we love working with them.
But that gives us the chance to grow for a regional place in Spain to Mexico, and after Mexico, the company Rocket Chips, and we conquered all Latin America. And this year we start developing Europe, Middle East, Africa.
We have been driven by a dream all the time to help people, help humanity. You know, the great minds think alike. We are motivated by helping humanity, in this case, getting rid of the mechanical work.
Da, într-adevăr, au fost foarte multe povești și asta a fost intenția noastră de a inunda cu povești de succes, fie că sunt românești, fie că sunt din afara României, din Europa.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your presentation and for the little movie. Mm-hmm. And we hope that you'll be with us for the next webinars for tomorrow as an attendee. Thank you. Bye.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.